Coming to the right leg. We're going to see how this goes. I don't want to be too much in the way. All right, so again, I'm well aware that some you can see better one side than the other. Maybe it's just the verbal that you'll need. So coming to the outer corner of the knee, palming it out. Again, kind of going in as far as lines 1 and 2, and then maybe a bilateral press. They can accept a little bit deeper pressure. And now I'm going to be moving a little bit more quickly for this one. So coming through to the midline, not just dropping into the bilateral hip stretch, but going ahead and palming my way up, and then gentle stretches on the way out. Okay. Now sitting back in alignment with the hips, I'm going to take this foot, my left foot, to her right leg, opening up 90 degrees, okay, from her torso to her thigh, means that I have to scoot over in order to get my right foot in place. So again, we hold under the foot, because if we held on top, it could fall out a lot easier with somebody larger than us. But then underneath, supportive, and again, we stretch the leg open to expose line, inside line 3, that we are palming, now with our foot, okay? And then, as it's warmed up, that center line right between the hamstrings might take on a good heel press. So, all the way up towards the sit bone, making our way back down, okay? Palm it out again, walking our feet towards the midline. We're going for foot sandwich. So across the legs there, I'm coming up to reach. So depending on our own structure, a lot of times people have to spread their legs so that they can get a hold of it. So I can kind of lean over my legs, but if you need to spread your knees so that you can reach, you reach for that outside one, pull towards you, and bring it back. So again, to anybody who's watching this just randomly, this is being done for class and with a book, in conjunction with a book. So I'll leave that in the comments and notes section if you want to join along with that book, so you can see and understand more as to where we are. If it's natural for you to follow along, awesome. So I scoot back and away from that so that I can lift the leg up for our next move, leg traction. I have to move my foot into better position so that it supports better. It's more of like a cup with that arch of my foot. So underneath, with the foot pull, holding the malleolus, and again, this is like knee traction. I'm going to move my right leg out of the way a little bit. Mid-leg traction, and all the way down near the sit bone at the arch of my foot. Maybe I can get that femur on top of my leg. If not, we just lock onto that sit bone and lean back there. So this one's pretty good where my foot is straight up and her hip is popped up onto the top, and I feel her sit bone and that traction's all really good. There's some of these moves that the hips are still on the ground, that the foot's in there and it's just at the sit bone and we're leaning back. Sometimes that's all somebody can create. So traction, I'm coming out to shake that to relax. Okay, so let me see where we are. Come up to 90 degrees. So 90 degrees here. Hold that there. Excuse me. I think that I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm just going to keep moving. I know you saw it a little bit better on the other side. So the rotation, I'm at 90 degrees to match her 90 degrees. My hand is under her knee, supporting it for those circles, both ways. And then the leg, again, the lower leg gets compressed if we have good knee health to the thigh. And with their breaths, we slowly sink in to the side torso and make sure that the knee is pointed towards the ear and the heel is pointed towards the hip. And then we're going to open up that foot. So this is a bent leg hamstring stretch. This isn't straight. So I'm replacing myself. Okay, a little bit more in line with her torso. My leg can support her leg, and then her foot has to go to my shoulder if we look at our book. So then we can slowly press the hips apart, thigh apart, hamstring stretch, bent leg, and then slowly, again, as they become more flexible, maybe their foot comes to the shoulder, and you grab the tissue of the foot, or maybe you get behind their foot and you're trying to straighten the leg, but it's not straight yet. So as that hamstring stretch is done, this foot comes into our hip crease as well. I didn't say that last time very well. As their knee comes out as a lateral diagonal, and so does mine. So then to support that, both legs, thighs, we're gently palming away from each other. Okay, we're just allowing some stretch to happen. Okay, foot across the body for a twist, whether it's the top of the leg or to the outside. We are watching their breath, and on their exhales, we're slowly allowing the hip to cross the body, knee to cross the body, the hip starting to go, the spine is starting to twist. But we don't want to just fall right into the spine. Again, the hips are usually what's more tight and holding the spine up. So concentrate your efforts there. And as we have spent a few breaths there, we're going to get to our runner's stretch and lunge. So I'm going to hold the hips, sacrum up, coming towards the foot here, grabbing the ankle, and again, keeping the leg compressed to the thigh as long as possible, keeping the foot out to the side, and we let the hips naturally then start to rotate. The knees, when we set the legs down, should only be about hip width apart. We don't want to take the legs so far out to the side, it's hanging out to the side. So if they're comfortable, we can gently palm. We can do a butterfly stretch from the hip, maybe palm it. Seems like this hip is a little tighter. And so that stretch, I'm going to take it out the way I came in. So back towards that twist, coming out and down to shake it out, and then some circles. You could be standing and stretching out your legs for this if you like. Otherwise, straight leg, hamstring stretch. We're trying to come up, making our way with that straighter leg, and maybe grabbing for the toes, making it a little deeper. Hanging out for a few breaths, and then out the way we came in. And now this one should swing out a little bit further. So now you can see I'm in a lunge where her foot is connected to my ankle, and I'm walking it out to the side. And as I walk it out to the side, this foot points up towards the ceiling or comes in line with her body. It's as far as we need to go. I can even use my own foot as a kickstand there so that her leg doesn't come out of the way. Palm butterfly stretch, little palm press to open things up and back, and then bringing it down, aligning that leg, and again, revolve triangle. I'm setting myself down outside her knee, coming across. This leg is as straight as possible. I'm going to connect with a lunge, and we're looking to take this leg out, which I'm restricted again. So the sacrum is perpendicular, and we give this leg a little stretch, and we can palm that thigh, inside, outside. Try to keep the fingers attached, but again, don't wrap into any sensitive areas, and bringing it back. So And then that is our leg yoga section.